This is my audience for my speech today. These are my note cards. Ever wondered if you would be good at football? Well, today I'm going to tell you how to play right now. The first thing you should know is how many players should be on the field at one time, which is 22, 11 from each side. The first thing that happens in the game is the coin toss. The referee flips a coin and a captain from the away team, so the team that has to come from a different location, calls heads or tails, and if he wins or gets it right, they get to decide whether to kick off or receive. During the kickoff, a player on the defense kicks it to the receiving team, a player on the offense. The players on the kicking team then try to tackle the player that receives the ball on the receiving team, while the player on the receiving team tries to run to the end zone and score a touchdown. Once the player is tackled on the offense, takes possession of the ball, which was the receiving team, and the kicking team then becomes the defense. On offense, there are 5 linemen whose job is to block defensive players so they can't tackle the offensive player. There's also 1 quarterback, which calls the plays for the offense, and there are 5 skill positions, and the skill positions are called the running back, tight end, or wide receiver. When the quarterback calls the play, he decides whether to call a run play or a pass play. A pass play is where the quarterback throws the ball to one of the skill positions and they catch the ball and try to run and score. A run play is where the quarterback hands the ball off to one of the skill positions, which is usually the running back, and they try to score off it as well. When the offense has the ball, they have 4 downs, so 4 plays to try to get 10 yards. If they don't get 10 yards in 4 plays, then it is a turnover on downs, and the defense then becomes the offense. But if you are in bad field position and you have run 3 plays and don't think you'll get 10 yards on the 4th one, you can decide to punt, which is where you would kick the ball to the defense and then they would then get the ball, but it would make it so that you have better field position for your defense. Now let's talk about how you can score. You can score a touchdown, which is where a player runs with the ball into the end zone. This is worth 6 points, which after this point, you can decide whether to run a 2-point conversion, which is where you would try to score from the 3-yard line or get it into the end zone from the 3-yard line. And if you do so, then you get 2 points. Or you can just kick the ball through the uprights or the goalpost for 1 point, which usually they do 1 point because it's much easier. Another way to score is a field goal, which is when you don't think you can get the last down on 4th down, and if you're close enough, you can kick a field goal, which is where you kick the ball through the uprights, and this is worth 3 points. And the last way to score is when the defense tackles an offensive player with the ball in their own end zone. This is called a safety, and there were 2 points. After a safety, the defense would get the ball as well. Whereas usually after a touchdown or a field goal, the other team that didn't score would get the ball, but a 2-point conversion, the team that did score gets the ball, which is kind of interesting. Also, there are 4 quarters played. Usually in the NFL, they play 12-minute quarters, and in high school, they play 8 to 7-minute quarters. along with a halftime, and the halftime is where a team can discuss over the game plan after being down or winning by a lot. Okay, I've now told you all how to play football, and I encourage all of you to try it sometime. This is my audience.